New ESRB rating suggests a classic Resident Evil is getting an Xbox Series and PS5 re-release. A rating for an Xbox Series X/S version of Resident Evil 6 has been spotted. So I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I've never actually played Resident Evil 6. I'm a huge Resident Evil fan, and I actually own Resident Evil 6. I've had it for a few years now, but I haven't played it. uh I've made it. I've stated it before. I've played, all the originals. So I played Resident Evil remake, Resident Evil 0. I've played the original Resident Evil on like the play PS1 vaguely. I never actually beat that one. I played it when I was really young and then just kind of never actually got it later on in life. But yeah, I have played Resident Evil remake, Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And then of course I did like the remakes of like 2 and 3 and then 4. But as far as 6 goes, I've never actually played that one before. I remember I seen a buddy of mine, his girlfriend had purchased it a long time ago. So I remember we were hanging out and I saw her playing it for a little bit, but that was really about it. And like I stated, I own it itself when I purchased the collection. So for that, the collection of like, it was Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6 on the Switch. So that was how I was able to play Resident Evil 5, but I just never went back and played 6 just because I heard of how bad it was and I just never decided to pick it up. The main reason I purchased that collector's edition, which I mean, yeah, the collector's version, was just so I can play 4 on the Switch. That was like the main one I really wanted. But hearing this news, I think it's pretty funny, and kind of hearing this makes me do want to go back and, maybe pick it up and check it out, see how it is, because I heard that it's a really long game and that it's just a little bit weird as far as the gameplay goes, like the different stories they go along with it and everything like that. I've heard a lot about the game, but I just haven't actually picked it up myself. So we'll go ahead and get into the article and then I'll give my thoughts as we go along. So, a new rating on the ESRB website suggests that Resident Evil 6 may be coming to current gen consoles. A search on the US Game Ratings Board website shows that one of the latest ratings decisions is an M for Resident Evil 6 on Xbox Series. Resident Evil 6 was originally released on Xbox 360 and PS3 in October of 2012, blending action and survival horror to deliver what Capcom called an epic and dramatic horror experience. And that's one of the things that kind of blew my mind was I didn't know that it came out in 2012. That's a long fucking time ago in my opinion. I thought it was a little bit later than that, maybe like 14 or 15. But yeah, hearing that it's been that long since that game was released, that's pretty wild to me. So the game was then ported to Xbox One and PS4 in March of 2016, alongside ports of Resident Evil 4 and 5 with graphical enhancements and all previous add-on DLC included. And that's pretty much the version that I had gotten, but mine was on the Switch. So I'm pretty sure if I were to go back and download it from the code that I have, it would be able to give in all the DLC and everything like that included, like it states right there. Capcom then brought Resident Evil 5 and 6 to the Switch in 2019, again offering all previously released DLC. And that's, there we go. That was the version that I had gotten right there, so it would include it also. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'll go back and give it a shot, see how it is. The rating of the new version suggests Capcom may be about to re-release a new current gen version of Resident Evil 6, perhaps with further graphical enhancements to take advantage of the current hardware's extra power. The fact the game has already been rated almost makes it all but certain it will be a remaster, rather than the full remake Resident Evil 2, 3, and 4 received in recent years. And that's one of the things, I haven't heard anything about a remake for Resident Evil 6. So yeah, more than likely it's just going to be a remaster, as well as the fact that there is speculation that Resident Evil 5 will be getting a remake. So I feel like if anything, that one would at least be getting a remake first, and then they would be going back and doing one for 6. But I feel like if they did do one for 6, they would probably be making a lot of changes based on the negative reaction that it got from fans and everything like that. What isn't yet clear is whether a port of Resident Evil 5, which also released on Xbox One and PS4 in 2016, followed by a Switch in 2019, will be joining Resident Evil 6 and also be getting the current gen remaster treatment. Given that the ESRB doesn't yet have a rating for a PS5 version of Resident Evil 6 at the time of writing, however, and given that Xbox Series X/S release will almost certainly be accompanied by a PS5 one, it appears that the board is still in the process of rating whatever it is Capcom has submitted. So yeah, so more than likely they're just gonna be waiting to get the PS5 rating for it, and I feel like once that happens, that'll kind of give them the green light to kind of go ahead and go further with this. Now, is this something that I feel like fans are going to want? Probably not. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've heard a lot of negative stuff about this game, but I'm sure there's got to be a few people out there that actually enjoy the game and feel that it is still enjoyable regardless of what fans and critics have made any statements on it about. So, I'm sure there will be some people out there that will be willing to give it a shot and then see how it is, because from the looks of it, it seems like it's not necessarily like a bad looking game. It's mainly just like the gameplay itself and then the storyline that people had issues with. So who knows? Maybe once it does come out to the PS5 and Xbox Series, that it'll actually have some clean looking stuff to it, and it'll be a little bit more fun for players to actually check out and play. So quite interesting. We'll gotta wait and see what's going on with this one, but I think it's pretty funny in my opinion that they're gonna be coming out with a game that not too many people I feel like I've been asking for. So those are my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Is there any Resident Evil 6 fans out there? Are you guys happy to be hearing this news? Is there any Resident Evil 6 people that aren't fans of the game that are like, what? This is kind of pointless. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you guys could like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys have been watching this long, I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And yeah, until next time, Harmonic out. Peace.